Show me your strength. That's enough.
If this bully with the big sword has been causing you trouble, then you might want to pay attention to these tips on how to bring the cheapest boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 down to his knees. For the record, this is not the be-all, end-all way to beat him. Just an easy way to defeat him for those who never got their drive gauge to reach level 7. Let's start with the basics. If it's your first time fighting him, then I recommend being at level 70 or over. Yes, others have been able to win at levels lower than 50, but I assume that if you haven't beaten him yet, then this is your best level to begin at. Next, let's go over the equipment and abilities you'll need. Put Kiraga to the shortcut and stock up on Elixir and nothing but Elixir, and have them as your other shortcuts since you will need to recover at a moment's notice. As for what Keyblade to use, I would say get the Ultimate Keyblade, but if you're unable to get that, then the Fatal Crest is what I would use. As for what armor to have on, well, I would suggest anything that would increase your normal defense. For accessories, I would go for anything that increases not just your attack, but your AEP so you can get some extra abilities. Which brings us to the actions you will need. Equip just about anything but the Valor Forms since they won't work for this fight. Simple as that. Now for growth. This takes a little more preparation, and if you haven't leveled up the Valor Forms, then you may need to start doing that right now. The ones you'll need the most are High Jump, Quick Run, and Aerial Dodge. Glide is optional, but these tend to work the best for me. As for what level they need to be at, level 1 will get the job done, but if you have the time, you can go for level 2. I'm not even going to bother listing all the support you'll need, otherwise this video would go on for over 20 minutes. So my advice is to look at what I've got and put those on. Most of them are self-explanatory, so if you're confused, you should be able to read them and understand them. When you feel like you're ready, save the game and proceed to the dark depths of Radiant Garden and approach the one-winged swordsman. Right off the bat, he'll use the only move your reaction command will stop. Once you block the attack, get as many hits on him as you can. After he has taken enough hits, he'll warp, either far from you or very close to you. Try to find out where he is. If he's far, keep your distance. He'll either use that reaction command block attack letting you get more hits on him, or he'll teleport again, but will be close enough to start his barrage of attacks. If he does that, I suggest that you use High Jump and Aerial Dodge to get as far away from him as possible. Other times, he'll try something a little sneakier. That is, he'll hit you into the air. If you have the health, let him do that, then use a retaliating slash with the square button right after you hear a second warp sound. After his 5th bar is gone, he'll use 3 new tricks. The first one is when he says, and will try to surround you with dark blue spheres. You can either attack them, or try to hit them into Sephiroth to cause some small damage, or ignore them and focus on the main target as they don't hurt that much, and they all attack at once, so they'll all be gone soon enough. The next is one of his cheapest attacks by far. He'll raise his hand in the air and say, "Perish now." Pillars of fire will surround him and draw you in. Keep your distance from him no matter what, but if you get pulled in, see if you can slingshot out of there, as sometimes fighting it while getting hit will only make it worse. His last of the 3 new attacks is when he raises into the sky and says,
Heartless angel.
If he finishes that, you'll be down to 1 HP and no magic. The good news is, there are 2 things you can do. If you have the magic for it, you can cast Kiraga right after the little halo over your head disappears, and your health should be fine. Or if you have High Jump and Aerial Dodge, attack him as quickly as you can, and he won't be able to finish that attack. Once he reaches 4.5 bars of health left, he'll become faster and can pull off his attacks one after the other. Oh, and he'll summon meteorites to crush you. Just jump and aerial dodge them and it won't be a problem. The only real problem left is that Sephiroth will always have 1 HP left, and the only way to beat him is with a combo finisher or by knocking him into the air, in case your magic meter is used up, preventing you from using your finishing moves. The whole fight is basically a know what he is going to do and prepare for it. If his attacks weren't so destructive and his range didn't cover a quarter of the field, he actually wouldn't be that hard. Once you know how to dodge his attacks and when to strike back, you'll see that he is actually not all that difficult, but sometimes he can remind you why he's the most difficult boss in Kingdom Hearts 2.
How'd you like that?